Okay, the last SP for Lesson 6A. We're talking about word order. Now, there's a number of rules in your book. It talks about forming sentences in Japanese. We talked about this before in class as well. And in the normal sentence pattern, you always have the predicate at the end. Last time we talked about some inverted sentences where you flip that around, but generally speaking, the predicate is at the end of the sentence. Okay. We talked about wa phrases, describing that the wa phrase will come first in the sentence, generally speaking. Okay. We talked about different parts of speech being connected with particles, right? And then we talk about the order of certain phrases. When you have a ga phrase and an o phrase, the ga usually comes first and the o second when they're closely related. Time and place. Well, if you're describing something that happened at a certain place, then you would that first. So like, here's a good example. Kyou, じゃあ、交番に、see. Well, just に行きました. I know we haven't covered that use of ni yet. So today, I went to the koban. So this is the time and this is the place. Okay. Or another example could be 明日映画館に行ってください. Maybe they're saying there's a fabulous movie and you're telling you need to go to the movie theater tomorrow. Anyway, there's time and the place. Okay? 映画館. Okay? Now we're talking about the extent. Okay? And the nominal combined with the extent here. So when we're talking about a degree of something, we have the nominal first. Okay? And this makes sense when you're using a, for example, like, もう少し先. Okay? That's kind of an extent. It's like a little bit further ahead. Well, like we said before, this is a nominal phrase, so we're connecting this to something no. Okay? You might say, 駅のもう少し先. Okay? So this is a little bit further than the eki, so it modifies the eki there. Okay? Another thing extent might be if we're talking about enpitsu, which is pencil. Nippon kudasai. Give me 2 pencils, right? But here again we see the nominal precedes the extent, okay? And that's how that works. So anyway, we talked about those two. Let's kind of go up here with an example sentence to show how these rules work. All right, let's kind of work backwards here. So let's have a predicate at the end. What's a good predicate we haven't used for a while? How about 作りました? Okay. Actually, let's put that down a little ways. It might. Okay. 作りました. Okay, so here's our predicate at the end of our sentence. All right. Alright, so what did we make? Okay, let's see. What do you want to make? Why don't we make pudding this time? So then we have pudding. Okay, we know that tsukurimashita is modifying pudding. Okay, so when we have this modifying something, and tsukurimashita is an operational, which means we're willfully doing this, what particle do we use here in the middle? We use o. Puddingを作りました. Okay. Alright, very well. Well, do we want to have any more information about pudding? What other questions might you have? How about like who? Okay, so we could say, well, let's see. Sato-san. Let's say Sato-san made the pudding. So Sato-san プリンを作りました. Okay. Now we could use another particle here to connect Sato-san with this phrase, right? And here we could use wa or ga, and that would be fine. What if we want to give more information? Let's say like today. We could say kyou, and we could even put wa here. Alright? So we'd say, well, today he made it, not yesterday. So we say, 今日は佐藤さんはプリンを作りました. Could we use wa or ga here? We could. And we can, because we can contrast this with someone else, Sato-san. Or we could say that we've already been talking about Sato-san, and we don't need to compare him to anyone else. So we could say ga in that case. Either way. So, and you know, if we don't want to emphasize today, we could just get rid of wa. But anyway, for our purposes here, let's just use it like this. Let's just say, 今日は佐藤さんがプリンを作りました. Okay? So let's look at our word order here. So 作りました comes at the end, follows that rule. Wa comes first, generally speaking, because we're identifying, you know, what we're focusing on here. Particles link together parts of speech here, like pudding is a nominal, tsukurimashita is a predicate. Not only is it a predicate, it's a operational predicate. Okay, and that's why we use o. We can make something. Here we have another particle that's modifying this part of the phrase. It's describing what Sato-san did. Or actually it's describing, you know, who we're talking about. Sato-san is who we're talking about. And then we think, okay, so Sato-san is the one who made the pudding. Okay, so we've connected him with ga. And I'll notice here also that ga comes before o. Again, once it's just the order of describing information. First, we're going to say that who we're describing here, and then we're going to say what they did. So we're talking about Sato-san, and we're saying pudding wo tsukurimashita. Okay, so that's the general word order for sentences and Japanese.